And finally, about 400 Chadian tanks have entered Cameroon to help fight Nigeria's Boko Haram insurgents. Thousands of people welcomed the arrival of those vehicles in the Cameroonian border town of Kousseri. The convoy left the country after Chad's parliament voted to send armed forces to Cameroon and Nigeria to fight militants. Early this month, Boko Haram launched a full-scale assault on the strategic town of Baga on the lakes of Lake Chad, which straddles the borders of Chad, Nigeria, Niger and Cameroon. To discuss that a bit further, I'm joined by Ajam Baraka, who is a human rights activist and is joining us live now via Skype from Cali in Colombia. Sir, thanks very much for joining us here on Press TV. How do you feel about this move? Is this a good move now that we're seeing these African countries almost coming together in their fight against Boko Haram?
Well, it's not the first time that Chadian troops have been deployed to Cameroon. It's not the first time that we've seen a multinational effort to try to address the Boko Haram threat militarily. It does, though, represent a escalation in the sense that there seems to be more support from Western governments, including from the governments themselves in the African region, to address the Boko Haram Nigerian situation as a threat to regional security. So the card of military opposition is clearly the card that's being played now by all of these respective governments.
Indeed, and of course, a lot of, if I may call it, criticism has been leveled at the Nigerian government in the way it's handled or not handled the Boko Haram situation. How do you feel about that, and will that change, do you think, going forward?
Well, I think that what's going to happen is that you're going to see the Nigerian authorities largely ignore the conflict until after the elections next month. In fact, that's been one of the criticisms leveled at them by the Cameroonian authorities and even the Chadian authorities, that Nigerian authorities seem to be more concerned with electioneering than fighting the insurgency of the Boko Haram. So it's probably going to be an escalation of military activity. We thought that escalation was going to take place once the international community employed the U.S. to get involved, to bring back our girls, supposedly. But we see that even with the direct intervention of the U.S., with the conflict becoming regionalized, a military solution to this situation is just not as easy as some people pretend for it to be.
Okay, very interesting. Well, we'll leave it there at that. But of course, we do appreciate you taking your time out to speak to us today. That was Mr. Ajam Baraka, who is speaking to us live via Skype from Cali, Colombia.